Morning. Welcome to the Science of Successful Living. Actually, it is afternoon, Saturday afternoon, but I'm going to take this time to pre-record this presentation to you. I am Asar, your weekly facilitator, and as you're receiving this today, whatever day you're receiving it, I guarantee you that it is today. Every Sunday, I'm out here at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time for the Science of Successful Living. The Science of Successful Living is a set of seminars that I have established in order that those of you who follow me, those of you who are looking to get more out of life, to master this thing called life, you can join us. And during your time with us, I usually present maybe a book, maybe something I read, or some idea that I have been meditating on all week. And so I share that with you. And my goal is to empower you by giving you this information and you taking it to power, that is application. And through the application, you can find that it works if you work it. And if you apply it and it doesn't work, then you know it's just more information that's out there. But I really try to seek out information that will enhance your life, equip you so that you can have mastery of life. So let us just get into today's presentation. Today, I want to talk about the imagination. And I think I'm going to, at some time in the very near future, really drill into this conversation. I don't think we use our imaginations enough. I don't think we understand the power of the imagination, the imaginative faculty. If you follow New Thought, if you follow Charles Fillmore and Myrtle Fillmore, the founders of Unity, which is a New Thought branch of expanded consciousness, they talk about the imagination as a faculty of the mind. Now, you know the imagination probably from childhood, when you would imagine a broomstick being a horse, a garbage can top being a shield, a broken broomstick being a sword, so forth and so on. If you were a female back in the day, you probably had your own imaginative things. But as little boys, we would have plastic G.I. Joes and all the sorts. And we would take hours occupying our time with playing with imagination, not being one bit lonely. The imagination is a powerful faculty because the word says, be it according to your belief. And your belief is established in your imagination, the things that you imagine. You know the story of Job. Well, the word says that the thing that he imagined, or the thing that he feared most, the thing that he was working against happened because he had imagined pre-adventure that my children had done something wrong. So every day he would get up and he would offer sacrifice, even though he was doing a proactive, positive step forward, yet at the same time, what he was putting into the universe was to attract the very thing that he did not desire. And so sometimes it's not what we say, it's what we exude, it's what we think, it's what we imagine. Our worlds really unfold according to what we imagine. Now, the scripture tells us, if we look in the book of John, it says that there is not one thing that has come forward into this earth realm that did not first start with the imagination. You might say, well, I can't find that. Well, if you go to John 1:1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And there was not one thing that was created that was not created by the Word. Now, when we talk about the Word here, it says in the beginning was the imagination. Source operated with the imagination. The things that it saw in its faculty of the mind, in the imagining faculty, he saw what it desired to experience, and he created it. So when you look at John 1, you can say, in the beginning was the imagination. And the imagination is God, source. In the beginning was the imagination, and the imagination is source, and that everything that has been created was created from the imagination. And so whatever it is you desire, you must realize that it starts with the imagination. The very things that you desire in your mind's eye is something you imagine. And so when a person says to me that they desire to do a certain thing, I often ask them, what does that look like? And the asking of what does that look like is really getting them to go into the imaginative faculty and to begin to express that. According to Neville, imagination is a creative power within us that plays a central role in manifesting our desires and shaping our reality. Now, some of you may not know who Neville is. And if you haven't, you're in for a treat. You might want to Google, YouTube, Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard is someone that I have followed for years. He has done some stellar work in the area of the imagination. And he talks about it playing the central role in manifesting our desires. So if we want to manifest something, to bring something into fruition, if we want to co-create, it starts with operating with the imagining faculty. Neville believed that imagination is the ultimate creative faculty and that we can use it to visualize and mentally experience our desired outcomes as if they were already real. So you operate from the place of it has already happened. So until you get the things imagined to the place where they're not that they're going to happen, but they have happened, then you could bring that from the invisible realm into the natural realm. Most of us never experience the things that we desire, that we imagine, because we never move it from a place of potential to it has already happened, and we got to do that. So in the Goddard's teaching, he emphasizes the imagination has the ability to influence, shape our circumstances, and that by consistently imagining our desires, we can bring them into physical reality. His teachings often involve the idea of imagining creates reality. Now, I'm a big proponent of that idea of that as we imagine it, so it is. The problem is many of us are imagining by default, imaging by default. But I'm saying that there's a step, there's a process. So this morning when I came out of my meditation, or I was in time of meditation and I was thinking about this, and I came up with some steps, approximately 9 steps for co-creating using the imaginative faculty. And so I want to take this time this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is now, I want to take this time called now to express to you these 9 points that you begin to utilize as you begin to develop your imagining abilities. Now, so I'm here in New Orleans. I just officiated, I was the officiant or the celebrant for the wedding of 2 beautiful people. And I had such a great time. We had it was a destination wedding. So I'm here on Canal Street in the same space where the event took place, but everybody's gone. And so I said, I'm gonna go ahead and put this together and get it to you all for your teaching this Sunday. So the first thing we want of the 9 key steps that we want to be familiar with is we must identify our desire. And a lot of times you may think that everybody know what it is they desire, what it is. Notice I didn't say want, because whatever that it is that you desire is already is available to you. It's already created. It's already in the space. It's already in the cosmos, and you have to bring it from the invisible realm to the visible realm. So the first step is to identify your desire, okay, and get clear on it. What is it you're desiring? Not what has been imposed on you by way of television, subconscious messaging that is out there. But I want you to really take some time and identify, what is it that I desire? What is it that I desire in the way of employment? What is it that I desire in the way of a relationship? What is it I desire in the way of how I want to live? What does wealth look like for me? So forth and so on. So you want to identify. So start with one thing that's pressing. If you could had a magic letter and you can say abracadabra and you speak as you create and it came forth, what is it that you would want? Maybe it might be you're looking for health, or you're looking for the different expression of wealth. And so you would identify that. So you want to clearly define what you desire to manifest in your life. Can you think about that? Be specific and precise about what it is you desire to create, you desire to experience. So this weekend has been, for me, an affirming that this is exactly what I would love to spend my life doing. That is, traveling, speaking, being a celebrant in the lives of individuals, but moving around and being present, being where those individuals who are before me are desirous of what I have to say and how I can help them actualize their desires. So that's what I want to do. So the second thing you want to do is, once you've identified what it is you desire, you want to create a vivid mental image, like in living colors, a vivid mental image, okay? And so what is not as important what you see with your two eyes as it is what you see with your one eye. For the word says, if your eye be single, you'll be full of light. But if you have double vision, it's like if you are see this, you see that, you're pessimistic, optimistic, you positive, you're negative. You got to have a singleness of eye, okay? So you want to see what source sees. So you say you want to create a vivid mental image. Use your imagination to create a detailed mental image of your desire as if it has already been fulfilled. Make it as real and sensory rich as possible. You don't want to see yourself sitting in the car. You want to be in the car, seeing everything around it, feeling the cold air, smelling the beautiful smell of brand new leather, the feel of the braking of the car, the turning of the car, the colors of the dashboard. So you want to be sit in the space. You want to look from here and see it there. You want to see it from being in it, as if it's already happened. So that's something you want to work on. The ability to create with a vivid mental image, important, and making it as real. What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What do you feel? What do you hear? If there's taste involved, what do you taste? So you want to bring in your sensory perception in the second step of creating a vivid mental image. So it's just not looking at a picture, but being present inside of it. The third step that I've kind of pulled together in this 9-step process is you want to enter the state of a wish fulfilled. A wish fulfilled, meaning the thing desired, the thing decreed has already happened. So if something is already happened, then there's no worry, there's no fret. You can relax, you can row your boat gently down the stream because you're not working, you're not laboring, you're not figuring, what do I have to do next? It's all a visual thing first. So you want to enter the state of a wish fulfilled. Now, Neville often spoke of entering a state of consciousness where your desire has already been realized. The very thing that it is that you want, that you seek to experience, has been sent to you, is with you, and now you have to experience it as if it's already happened. This means feeling the emotions and beliefs associated with having your desire in the present moment. Okay, it could be somebody greeting you and speaking with you from the perspective of it has already happened, as if you can have a conversation with someone in your mind as if it's already happened, where they may be congratulating you for the thing that you accomplished and you have not laid one iota of strength to it, but you have imagined it and you're working from that faculty. So you want to operate from the place of a wish fulfilled. The fourth thing is you want to maintain your faith and your belief. Okay, your faith is a knowingness. Your belief is the initiation of the process. Okay, maintain your faith and belief. You want to maintain an unwavering faith and belief that your desired outcome is already a reality. Okay, and already a reality. Doubt and skepticism can hinder the manifestation process. So listen for Are you speaking at times in the future tense, as if it's a far off, or are you speaking as though it is yet to manifest? Are you speaking from the place of a low probability? Those are all the things that tell you that you need to work on it. Okay, these are the things you work on getting them into the alignment. So you want to maintain your faith and your belief, and that your faith substantiates your belief, and your belief is built on the knowledge of the knowingness. Now you can know something and have never experienced it. That's faith, okay? That is, you just know. Like, how did you know to go there or be there? Because I just flow with it. I'm one with source. I know beyond a shadow of the doubt that the intuitive part of who I am speaks to me, shares with me what it is that I should be doing before the events ever even happen. Being in the right place at the right time. Now, you want to also, you're doing these things, you have the wish, living as the wish is fulfilled, you're maintaining your belief, your faith, you got affirmations that back you up. You want to do regular practices, visualization, consistently practice visualizing your desire, ideally just before you sleep at night. Now, this is a good one. When you go to sleep at night, right before you fall off to sleep, you hit a space called the theta, and that theta, that's where the dream state. And the scripture tells us in Job 14 that when we are asleep, while our heads are our heads upon the pillows of our bed, that source drops down into you directions, corrections, instructions, visions. And so what you want to know is the programming when you go into the theta state. So if you have faulty programming, then as you drift off to the sleep state, right before you get into deep sleep, you can have certain affirmations playing, or certain kind of beats playing. You have to be careful with beats because even though a beat may state that it's operating at a certain octave, or it's a beat for this, that, or the other, you have to be careful with that. So you can create your own affirmations too, and take them and play them into the sleep. And so what you're doing when you play an affirmation, you are playing pre-recorded affirmations. It's taking them into your sleep state, into that state of where it opens up the veil and you can reprogram. So we have to displace old beliefs and we put in new beliefs. That's where the renewing of the mind comes in. So visualization is really key, and going into visualization before you go to sleep is a good place to do that. Visualizing your desire, you want to do that ideally just before sleep, when your subconscious mind is more receptive, okay? So that's a good time as you drift off to sleep. You're listening to the right things, you're affirming the right things, okay? The next thing is you have to have is the trusting that the universe is conspiring with you, and you want to let go of attachment. Now, what do you mean by let go of attachment, you may ask? You want to avoid becoming overly attached to the outcome. And sometimes this is what I see. Individuals are so attached to the outcomes coming into expression, specifically as they have. No, you are to be specific. But you have to leave the space that the universe knows best. That's why I always in all of my prayers that let thy highest and greatest good be made manifest. Even though I may decree a thing, I always leave space for this universe to trump that. So you got to be careful, because the word says many are the plans of man. And sometimes you're creating or seeking to create, but you're operating from a soulish realm. And as you operate from the soulish realm, you are not operating from the true essence of your spirit realm. The spirit, we want to create as spirit beings, with divine spiritual beings, okay? So we want to do that. So you want to let go of attachments. Avoid becoming overly attached to the outcome. Trust that the universe or your subconscious mind will bring it to you in the right way, on the right day, at the right time. Easy breezy. And so if you become anxious, what I usually tell people, a person to do is have an affirmation card. And when you feel anxious and you know that vibrational frequency is going to pull you down, then you pull your affirmation cards out and you affirm it, at least 3 times. You take it into the silence, you breathe into it, and you affirm it. Now, see, it takes work. These are the right actions that should accompany your co-creativeness. Knowing that to bring it from the invisible to the visible realm is going to take work on your part also, but not the laborious work, but it's the work of alignment, staying in alignment, in attunement with source. Okay, well, with the thing desired. So you want to let it go, trust the universe. That's why I say, roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is such a dream. There comes a point where you can take the oars out the water and you can allow the stream to get you where you need to get to. You don't have to white knuckle it. You don't have to know the what's next of everything. Just be present to the now and take the nowness of now serious. Do what you should be doing at the present time. Like here it is, this right at a few minutes before 5, and I started taping this. I could have waited and did it later on tonight, but I had the space. I'm waiting for the game to start. So I said, you know what, I'll tape it now. And so if I tape it now, then while I'm watching the game, I can also do the edit, which takes some time. So take care of that you're doing the right thing in the right time, seizing the moment that is called now. So we're talking about letting go the attachments. Okay, so you put it out there. Don't be attached to anything. Even when you get things, don't be attached to them, because everything you get in this realm is temporal. Weddings, marriages, seasons are temporal. Nothing lasts forever in this realm. Everything is always changing. So you don't want to have attachments to the level of it causes you to be depressed. It causes sheer sadness. And you can have levels of disappointment, but you don't want to drift into that depressive state or that state of life won't ever be the same. Because the word says that your latter days will be greater than your former days. And so even the things we gained in our former days that are temporal will drift away, go away. There is the assurance that your latter days are going to be better. So you want to let go. Okay, we say let go and let God, let go and let source, let go and allow. So sometimes you want to ask yourself, what must I release? What things am I holding on to that even is getting in the way of me creating? Okay, sometimes you have to let go of something to get something. The 7th thing in this 9-step process is to act in alignment. Notice this. To act in alignment. I'm not saying fake it till you make it. You're not faking it. You're acting as though it is. Someone told me the other day that I was walking through the French Quarters and somebody, I was asking a question and they said they saw me coming, and you walk with such regalness. You walk with as if this is your world. And I say, it is my world, the world that which I carry with me. And so you have to carry yourself accordingly. You have to act in alignment with. Okay, so you want to take inspired action and make choices that align with your desired outcome. You want to make choices that align with your desired outcome. This may involve opportunities that present themselves as you move toward your goal. Okay, so when something presents itself, you have to say, does this represent my highest and greatest good? And that may mean that you had something else scheduled today, but this is what's happening presently that I need to engage in. Okay, so don't have your day so crafted that everything has to fit in. You want to fit into the world as it unfolds. Okay? The 8th thing is persist and repeat. You want to be consistent. You want to be persistent. You want to be repetitive. Continue to persist in your imaginative act and maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your desire becomes a physical reality. So you have a desire and you have to maintain it as if it has already happened. And that's where gratitude comes in. To be able to say, I am grateful Thank you for the vehicle. Thank you for the space that I'm living in, the the comforts of my home. I mean, you go into detail and you can be grateful. And see, a lot of times people only are grateful for what they have in the realness of reality, and they're not ever speaking from the place of it's already happened. I often ask individuals on my prayer line to give testimonies, and usually people wait until the manifestation in the physical versus being able to say, I'm testifying today that it has already happened. Okay, and so now you're ushering in the energy. You're speaking truth to power. That's important. So you want to be persistent. You want to be repetitive. Continue to persist in whatever you're imagining, holding it in imagination, celebrating in imagination, operating in that state. Okay, you want to maintain the feeling of the wish fulfilled until your desire becomes a physical reality. You continue to do this until it becomes a physical, until the physical, the natural realm matches the immaterial spiritual realm. As above, so below. So until the below aligns with the above, you continue to do this. Now, the ninth one, the ninth and final key to co-creating is to be grateful. You want to express gratitude for your desire as if it has already manifested, and that piggybacks on number 8. Okay, you want to not only act as though, but you want to express gratitude that it has happened. Now, this can be a tricky one if you're expressing it amongst others who don't understand how or what you're doing. Then they'll look at you like you're a counterfeit. They're looking like you have magical thinking. So you want to even change your crowd to those who think like you, act like you. Okay? If they don't think like you, act like you, they are against you. Think about that. If they don't think like you, if they don't act like you, chances are they are against you. And so you want to begin to clear the board with individuals who don't celebrate you and like you. That is important. So you want to express gratitude for your desire as if it has already happened, manifested. Gratitude reinforces your belief and it sends positive energy into the universe. And it changes your even cellular structure. Even like in the day, as you go through your day, using the right words. When somebody asks you how you're doing, you can say exceptional. That's my word. How's things today? Excellent, exceptional. Even though I may be in the midst of something miserable, concerning, I may have gotten a piece of mail, but I don't allow external things to control my internal state. So I call those things that are not as though they were. Now, some people will look at you and say you're a magical thinker. They'll say that you're delusional, but you're not delusional. You're operating according to spiritual laws, spiritual principles. So if you want to be a co-creator, you got to operate as the creator. You got to know that you have the propensity to do greater works. Not merely what mere men can do, but you can do a greater work. So when we look at Neville's teaching, he emphasizes the power of the mind and the imagination to shape your reality. It's important to note that his approach involves a strong focus on mental and emotional aspects of manifestation. So you have to understand that is an inside game. It's a mental game. It's a spiritual game. Lastly, it's a physical game. You create from the invisible to the visible. You don't create from the visible realm, the physical realm. You do create from the imaging realm. Imaging, the imagination. Imaging, when you go to get an x-ray, I'm going to get an image. Okay, so they can see what's going on the inside. Likewise, you must begin to imagine in your mind's eye, the third eye. You want to imagine. You don't imagine based on what you can see. And too many of us are creating simply solely upon the lust of the flesh, what we've seen with our eyes, what we've heard with our ears. But we want to use our eyes and our ears to align with what we see on the spiritual side. Use your spiritual ears, use your spiritual eyes, use your spiritual thought, and then you speak that into this realm. Now, here's the key. The earth that you live in, look around me, all this plush vegetation. As long as the earth remains, it'll be seed time, harvest. Big mistake. Most of us read it like this. As long as the earth remains, it'll be seed, comma, time, and harvest. Okay, so we got that time element. When you're operating from the imaginative state, there's no time element. It's now. So that's why we say, as the earth remains, it'll be seed time. Now, seed time, one word, seed time. It's time to speak the word. It's time to sow the word. It's time to establish an imagined thing. That's the sowing of the seed. Okay, seed time and harvest. There's no time. There's no elapse of seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years. And too many of us are living inside of the construct of time. And as long as you are bound by time, you don't have enough time. That thing that you desire will always be another day off. Tomorrow never arrives. So you must realize you must seize the moment. Call now. So I hope something's been said to you at this moment in time that's uplifting and encouraging. We talked about the 9 keys to co-creating, to manifesting. And the key 1, we're just going to recapitulate: identify your desire. Key 2, create a vivid mental image. Key 3, enter the state of wish fulfilled. Key 4, maintain faith and belief. Key 5, you want to have regular practice. Visualizations to be an ongoing part of who you are, what you are. Key 6, let go of attachments. Don't be attached to anything. Don't be anxious for nothing. But in all things, get through prayer and supplication. You want to be inside of step 7. You want to act in alignment as if it's already happened. So you don't have to worry when or how. Just know it is done, okay? Not it will be done. It is done. Thy will is done, not will be done, okay? Step 8 was, or the key 8 was persist and be repetitive, be consistent, okay? Step 9, and be grateful at all times, in all things. Whatever's showing up in your life, know this: things are always working out for you, even when they don't appear to be working out for you. So I hope something was said today that's been uplifting and encouraging. If this message has been a blessing to you, find value in it. Each week we make space for the law of circulation to operate, that you can transmute a portion of what you have in your wealthy place into this ministry, into my life. And the way you do that, if you use Zelle or Cash App, you can just type in the phone number, 708-368-1076. Again, that's 708-368-1076. And then you can transmute whatever it is from where you are to where we are. That's through Cash App or Zelle. Well, perhaps you don't use Cash App or Zelle. You can go to our website. You can go to oasisspiritualcenter.com, oasisspiritualcenter.com, and go over to the giving tab. And there you will find the different avenues by which you can transmute from where you are to where we are. And we appreciate that. So I thank each of you who are participating in today's celebration or in the participation in the law of circulation. And I say to you, as you circulate, 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 circulate. Well, you have a wonderful day. And if you have a question, you can send me an email. Just send me a text or email, and I'll address that. I'll address it straight back to you, or I will at some point have a frequently asked question on this topic, and I'll address it in there. But I'll make sure you get your response. If you are diligent enough, intentional enough to ask the question of me via email, I'll get you a written response. There you have it. That's this week's Science of Successful Living. I'm Asar, your facilitator. Peace.